Donald Trump is gaining serious momentum in the latest 2024 election polls. He's tied with Kamala Harris in Virginia, leading key swing states, and even coming out ahead nationally, according to a New York Times poll. Let's break down how these developments are impacting the electoral map. But before we get into the details, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. First, let's assign the states that are considered solid for both candidates to narrow things down. Harris is expected to win California, Hawaii, Vermont, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Maryland, Washington, D.C., and Maine's 1st District. On the other hand, Trump will likely take Utah, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, North and South Dakota, most of Nebraska, including the 2nd District, Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Indiana, South Carolina, and Alaska. This gives Trump a solid start with 125 electoral votes. One of the most important developments comes from a new poll in Virginia, where Trump and Harris are tied at 45 in a survey of 1,000 adults. This is a big deal for Harris because Virginia went for Joe Biden by over 10 in 2020, and now it's considered a toss-up. With 13 electoral votes, Virginia is shaping up to be just as competitive as swing states like Arizona, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. The Harris campaign definitely has reason to worry about Trump gaining ground here. While another poll of registered voters shows Harris with a slight to a lead, that's still within the margin of error and a long way from Biden's big win 4 years ago. Trump has a track record of gaining steam late in election cycles, and Virginia could be no exception. In 2021, Republican Glenn Youngkin won the governor's race despite trailing Democrat Terry McAuliffe for most of the campaign. Trump tends to poll better in the final weeks, and if that trend continues, Virginia could flip to Trump, dealing a major blow to Harris's chances in the overall race. Nationally, Trump is also pulling ahead. A New York Times poll of 2,400 registered voters shows Trump leading Harris, making it the 8th poll in a row where Trump has come out on top. It's worth noting that the Times is considered a left-leaning pollster and was one of the least accurate in 2020 because they overestimated Biden's support. If Trump wins or even comes close to winning the popular vote, it almost guarantees he'll win the election. He could even lose the popular vote by 1 to 3 points and still secure enough electoral votes. On the other hand, Harris needs to win the national vote by at least 3 to 5 points to have a real shot at winning. As for the rest of the electoral map, we can start filling in the likely states where the margins will probably be between 7 to 15 points. Harris is still expected to win states like Washington and Oregon, but not by the 20-point margins Biden enjoyed in 2020. Instead, the gap in these states could be closer to 10 to 15 points.